This is going to be a general walkthrough of how I'm going to solve a AP Physics 1 problem. It's pretty basic, but it really gives you an idea of how you can implement some of the equations that you need to get the answer that the College Board is going to be looking for. So a car accelerates from rest at a rate of 5 meters per second squared. Then we can write down that's going to be our acceleration. How long will it take the car to travel 200 meters? So then our distance is going to be 500 meters. Excuse me, 200 meters. The other variables we can find, a car accelerates from rest, so that means our initial velocity is going to be 0. And the final variable we're looking for is how long will it take the car, so we don't really know what t is going to be. So this is going to be testing the kinematic equations, so I would say, like, if you get a problem like this, immediately write them down so you can visually see them. So let's write down v final, v initial plus at. So that's going to be our v final, one of our v final equations. Next one we could do is our distance, our displacement. Delta x equals v initial t plus 1/2 at squared. And then our final one, v final squared equals v initial squared plus 2a times our displacement. So if we have all these variables, we can kind of deduct the equation that we need. And since this is a pretty basic question, it should be pretty straightforward to find the one we need. So let's look. We have delta x. Does this one have delta x? No, it does not, so we're not going to use that one. This one has delta x, but it also doesn't have t, so we're not going to use this one. And then this one, we can see that we have delta x, we have our v initial, we need to find t, and then we have our acceleration, and we also have a need for t. So let's go ahead and just write this down. Displacement initial t plus 1/2 at squared. Let's fill in these with what our variables are. So 200 equals 0 times t. So this is just going to be 0 plus 1/2 5 t squared. And we just use our algebraic principles. So it's going to be 200 5 over 2 t squared. So this is going to be times 2. 400 equals 5 t squared divided by 5. 5t squared equals 80. Take the square root of that. T equals 8.9 seconds. That's going to be our answer. Granted, the College Board might ask you a multiple choice question that is a little more detailed than this, which might have you using 2 of the equations. In that case, follow to see another video of me walking through that. But the general principles about solving a kinematic equation are here. You want to figure out which equations you need to use. So we didn't use these 2, and we found this one that we need, and we just solved from there. I hope this helped.